More than 4 decades for a murder he didn't commit. Sadly, Isaiah Andrews died, but his lawyers are still trying to get him justice. Our senior New Yorker has been following this story. She has new details about the case everywhere at 5.
Isaiah Andrews spent almost 46 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit, but he spent his final days a free man before dying from complications from cancer. However, his estate vowed to continue to get justice on his behalf. The 83-year-old man was convicted of killing his wife, Regina Andrews, back in 1974. In 2018, Ohio Innocence Project took on his case after lawyers discovered police had evidence that someone else could be the killer. After a retrial in 2021, a jury finally acquitted him and he was exonerated. His attorneys filed 2 federal lawsuits on his behalf, one against the city of Cleveland and the original officers who arrested him, and a civil rights lawsuit. Last week, a federal judge threw out the lawsuit against the city. U.S. Judge James Gwinn found that it was the Cuyahoga County's prosecutor's office that failed to turn over evidence to Andrews' attorneys. However, prosecutors have immunity and are protected from lawsuits.
It is an issue. I mean, we're in the largest county in the state of Ohio that's, in my understanding, responsible for more wrongful incarcerations than any other county in the state, and nothing's changing. If there's no civil liability and they can't be held responsible, similar to Isaiah's situation, then how does that protect people similarly situated to Isaiah that are wrongfully convicted where information's not given over?
So they'll move forward with the civil rights lawsuit, but they're not finished here in Cleveland. They're filing an appeal.
I think I want Isaiah's case and the ruling at this juncture to resonate even in the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office. I want them to recognize that this has been a practice dating back to the 70s and the 80s. And I want them to identify it. I want them to recognize what had occurred here, and I want them to tell the people in this community that they're going to take measures so that it never happens again.
Reporting in downtown Cleveland, CN New Yorker, 19 News.